Hello and thanks for joining us, 2K Sports fans, for another exciting presentation of NBA basketball with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. This is Kevin Harlan. The New York Knicks coming to this one following a loss, guys, to the Indiana Pacers.
And the opponent's shooting percentage is what stood out to me in that game. You can't give up so many easy looks and expect to win.
Yeah, it was an emotionless performance, Steve. That's the way I describe it. I mean, they basically laid down, rolled over defensively.
So with Stoudemire sitting on the bench, here's who Mike Woodson's going with. Up front, it's Carmelo Anthony and Tyson Chandler. Then there's Felton. Then there's Iman Shumpert. And for the Celtics, Bass and KG, the big ticket, patrol the inside. Rajon Rondo and Avery Bradley out there in the backcourt. And it's Pierce in at the 3 spot.
You know, throughout the history of the NBA, the Celtics have been such a constant presence in the postseason that it's hard to imagine the playoffs without seeing the green. Every year the players change, but the Celtics mystique is always in it, and that team is always hanging around.
Good luck.
And a missed opportunity right there.
Definitely. I think he should have converted that one.
Hit his leg. And it's being called a kickball. J.R. Smith's checked in for Iman Shumpert. We play just over a minute here in the first. The 3. And again, it's the Knicks missing. It's really the mark of a great franchise. Boston expects great things from the Celtics each year. And more often than not, Steve, they deliver.
Yeah, you don't get all those banners that they have in that building without executing in the postseason. That's what this Celtics team has done the last few years. They play together, they've played hard, they defend, and they're at their best when their best is needed.
Prioni. That's good. The Celtics have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Tipped away. Taken away by Felton. Smith outside. Over Pierce. Felton kicks to Anthony. Out to Smith. Smith right side. Knocks it loose. And it's out of bounds to the Knicks as New York retains possession. Now let's find out what head coach Mike Woodson had to say to Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, speaking to him about their game plan, he said it is all about taking care of the ball and not forcing anything. He said the one team that beats us more than any other is ourselves. If we get sloppy on offense, then it'll be a very tough game for us to win. It's something I stressed to them before the game. Let's see if they heard the message, guys.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. And getting good shots, guys, creating those quality opportunities is something Coach hopes to see here early on.
You know, Kevin, I think he worries sometimes that his guys play too much individual one-on-one basketball. I think he really wants the focus to be on team execution today.
And that's where it always should be, Kevin. And Steve, hero ball doesn't usually end up allowing you to be successful, so let's see if his message got across.
The shot by Pierce will not go.
Well, that's an excellent challenge right there. Good job contesting that shot by the defender.
Well, Paul Pierce has become one of the all-time greats in Celtic history. Second all-time in points and steals. Top 10 in pretty much every other stat. And, of course, the Finals MVP in 2008. Probably his proudest moment as a Celtic.
And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Pierce has got his first 3 points of the game. Smith up top. Outside for Felton. From the arc. It's rebounded by Bass. And what a great career for Paul Pierce. You'd like to see him be able to retire as a Boston Celtic, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I certainly would, Kevin. I've always wanted to see outstanding players spend their entire careers with one team. It doesn't happen. The landscape is different now for a number of reasons. Players move on. But when it can happen, it's really special. And Paul would certainly fall into that special category. He's a Hall of Famer, and if he can do it all in one uniform, that would even make it sweeter.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Jeff Green, he's checked in for Garnett. Jordan Crawford comes in for Avery Bradley. And it's Terry in for Rajon Rondo.
Nothing's working for him here. He's just really struggling to find the basket. most of the time that shot will go down. Or the defenders have to make sure they tag him.
Green, the pass to Crawford. Pierce attacking. Kicks it out to Terry. Shot clock at 6. There's the block. Crawford against Smith. Here's Anthony. It's stolen by Green. The kick out to Pierce. Into Green. It's taken away by Smith. Oh, and here comes Smith.
Ooh, that was awesome.
Look out below.
Complete disregard for human life and his own safety. Pulling a move like that.
He just couldn't help himself, could he?
Right between the eyes, as somebody I know might say.
And the foul on Jason Terry. That's his first foul. Smith outside. The offensive rebound. Here's Bradley. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. And we reach the end of the first quarter.
Celtics 7, Knicks 11.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And looking at what we've seen from the Knicks so far, what do you guys think?
And I thought the defense was key here for this club. They really tightened up and made it difficult on their opponent.
How about the help on the drives and rotations? I mean, they've really been in sync as a unit.
Green is out there with Pierce. Then there's Jordan Crawford. And it's Garnett. And it's Rondo in at point. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Celtics. The Knicks with the lead. Last meeting was in Boston, where they were unable to fight off the Celtics. Nice shot by Smith.
Man, he makes a lot of tremendous plays at that end of the court. We see it from him every game.
Well, on paper anyway, the Knicks probably have the most intimidating front line in the NBA with Tyson Chandler, Amari Stoudemire, and Carmelo Anthony. A lot of star power there.
And that one's good.
And I'll tell you what, they might want to pay a little more attention to him defensively than they did on that last trip. Well, I love it. He gets there first, absorbs the contact. Nice play defensively.
No flop there. He took that one right in the chest.
Boston making some changes. Bass comes in for Kevin Garnett. And it's Terry in for Rajon Rondo. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Anthony's checked in. The Knicks making a switch here. Felton's checked in. Kidd. Anthony kicks to Shumpert. Lets it go with a 3. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet. Shumpert's got his second bucket tonight. And Steve, that trio you just mentioned, a lot of length, a lot of athleticism, Clark, a lot of skill.
Yeah, they've got a good complement of players along that front line. I mean, Chandler is a terrific defender and locker room leader. And then Amari and Melo, you've got guys that really can score the ball, and they're free to concentrate on that. So it's a definite dynamic trio. One of the best front courts in the league, I think.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
Well, I felt like his defense was letting him down out there, guys, so he wanted to get a timeout to talk it over and try to tighten things up here.
You know, a part of coaching, a lot of coaching actually, is making sure that momentum never gets too far away from your team. That's a good timeout.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Kevin Garnett is checked in for Bass. Sullinger comes in for Jeff Green. And it's Lee in for Jordan Crawford.
You know what I love about Anthony, Kevin, is his ability with the ball at his size. You know, he's so strong, but he's quick, and he's got that agility offensively to get around you with his ball handling skills and his speed. So there's not much you can do with Carmelo, but hope he misses an outside shot.
If you are going to foul Melo, you need to make it a hard foul. If you just play good D on him, sometimes that's not enough. This guy is a terrific scorer. It's a big part of why he's one of the league's most efficient scorers season to season, because he gets it inside and out and he makes free throws.
Boy, I just love watching Paul Pierce play. He scores in so many ways. In transition, spot-up three-point shooting. He'll get to the foul line. But where he's at his best, I think, is in the mid-range, where he uses his incredible strength to bully his way to exactly the right spot he needs to knock down that shot.
Celtics passing it around. Again, Pierce missing.
Yeah, he's struggled with his shot this quarter, and he's got to find a groove somehow.
New York, no good that time either. We talk about Paul Pierce, his ability to create that mid-range jump shot. You know, he hits it with a hand in his face, with a body banging against him. It's a rare quality.
Yeah, contested mid-range shots are ones that, for most shooters, the defense will say we can live with that. But those are really his specialty. I mean, he's a big-time scorer. Has been since he's been in the league, and even well defended, he can still put it in the hole.
Now Shumpert, following the miss by Terry from deep. Here's Stoudemire, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here.
It was interesting, you know, when the Knicks cleared all that cap space a few years ago, it was Amari Stoudemire who got the ball rolling for them and initiated that influx of talent that eventually arrived. He's a guy who's not afraid of the bright lights in the big city of New York City. In fact, he's embraced it.
And a whole new group out on the floor for the Celtics. The drive by Rondo. Crawford outside. Green. Outside Rondo. Green with a screen on Smith. Off the screen. Stoudemire grabs the board. And, of course, that scrutiny and attention you get in New York can cut both ways.
Yep, it's a double-edged sword. There's no doubt about that. The bright lights can be wonderful, but they also can be melting to your character if you're not careful. And Amari's experienced some of that already, Kevin. That cut hand he suffered in the playoffs last year brought him a lot of unwanted attention.
Crawford kicks to Green. Outside for Rondo. Green with a screen for Rondo. And here are the Knicks. They're on a 15-6 run. And it's Smith missing.
I think he's been fighting his shot a little bit. He's not getting many of them to drop right now. The alley-oop pass right into the layup. Outstanding play that time.
Absolutely. The technique couldn't have been any better.
Bro, that's two guys who really love playing together, and it shows on that play.
And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession.
Such a careless pass. You got to keep your head in the game here.
Jason Terry is checked in for Jordan Crawford. Rondo's shot is good.
That's how you exploit that defense. Take the ball right to the basket.
The Knicks leading by 6. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Martin kicks to Anthony. Anthony off a pick from Chandler. The drive by Anthony. Kidd. Smith guarded by Bradley. Smith missing again.
I like the defense, guys. Really getting a hand up and challenging shots.
Yeah, Steve, lurking on that shot, and that was a tough one.
Second quarter ends in a tight one. Knicks out front. They're up by 3. Folks, the third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Rajon Rondo with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Yeah, give him credit. He's been very selective with his shots, and it's paying off for him and his team.
You know, he's taking exactly what the defense has given him, and he's not forced anything. That's exactly how you should play the game, in my opinion.
So with Stoudemire sitting on the bench, here's who Mike Woodson's going with. Up front, it's Carmelo Anthony and Tyson Chandler. Then there's Amon Shumpert. Then there's Felton.